What is up, entrepreneurs, and welcome to the Friday live day here on Entree Woman TV. I'm so thankful and pumped that you are here joining with me on the live stream. Let me scoop my chair in because it's going to get good tonight. You know why? Because tonight we're going to be talking about how you're going to begin to make money through your business through online video. And when it comes to making money with your videos, and I specifically said through it, not necessarily with it, but through it. And because it's going to make a huge difference when we get into the context of that. So I'm so pumped, so thrilled, so excited that you are here. I'm just going to briefly check. I never ever have a problem with Ecamm Live and starting the stream, but I always want to check because YouTube tends to have its issues here or there and everything like that. But if you are already here on the stream or whether you're watching it on the replay, I thank you for being here. And let me know where you're joining in from and if you're excited about tonight's topic. But I'm really thrilled about it, far as I can tell. Looks like we are good to go. So looks good, sounds good. Boom. All right. So like I said, tonight I'm super pumped and excited because a couple things. Like I said, we're going to be talking about specifically growing your business monetarily with the income that you will begin to create through your videos that you create online. And it's, again, I'm specifying through, like literally through the videos that you're making, not with it, but through it. So I'm very intentional about the words that I use consistently. It doesn't matter, what kind of situation, scenario, or environment that I'm in. I'm always super intentional with my words and what I'm saying, what I'm hearing, what I'm listening to, what I'm speaking to. So I decided to go on a mental fast. Kind of started it in November and really kind of, doubled down on it in December. And so what a mental fast is, if you're not familiar, is for me specifically defined, it's not listening to any public radio, it's not watching any television, which I already really don't do, but I'm minimizing any content that I do consume, and thankfully YouTube gets to stay on that list because I have to be here staying current and stuff like that. But otherwise, it's about also who I'm spending time with. And so being intentional about all of those different things, we are receptors. Imagine yourself being a human antenna. And the fact that you have electricity going through your body is weird because you also have that fluid and currency going through you. So the same way that you can put it out, you receive it in as well. And so when we're talking about the energy and everything that you're going to be pushing through your business, through your online content, where it's important to understand to not just be creating all those different things. So if you're an antenna, you're always receiving stuff. At some point, you're going to push that content, that information, that whatever that thing is out so that people can know more about you, your business, what you're doing, what you have to offer, and all of those great and wonderful things. And so you want to make sure that you're not just throwing up on people and that you're just not doing whatever, but you're actually being consistent and intentional with the content that you're making, so that it's not just like, I hope that I make great content, or I hope I make a great video, or I hope that somebody decides to sponsor me. Because if none of those things that you're hoping for happens, what are you going to do? And so it's just really three main points that I want to touch on tonight and today. But real quick, just because I know some of you are going to be curious, yes, I am using the Viltrox adapter 35 millimeter with the Bocalicious butter going on in the background. So if you're curious about that, I did a video on that this week. And so you can check that out, and I'll link it up above in the YouTube card. But I know that was a thing, and I promised that we'd be using it, so here we are. But like I said, I specifically want to talk about making money through the business, defining that versus with. I can make money. I can make money with a video by simply putting it out there. Maybe the easiest way or one of the quickest way. Let's say you get the AdSense on your channel on YouTube or whatever, or whether that's some other type of source. But let's just stick with YouTube. You turn ads on. You can make some money with the video. Is it going to make a lot of money? Not necessarily. It's a lot of things that go into the virality of a video or anything like that. So that's something, but it is some coins coming your way. So you can definitely make money with a video. You can, let's say if Audio Technica, the microphone that I'm using right now, say Audio Technica says, Diana, we like that you show the microphone in the screen. You don't try to hide it. We want to sponsor your channel, give you 3 mics to give away and a new one to try out or something that we just made. And it's like, okay, I can make some money with that content as well that I'm producing for them, for you. So I can make money with those videos that I'm making. But when I'm specifically saying making money with, not with your business, but through it, making money through it, we're talking about being intentional before you even get started. That's with somebody, you know, like an Audio Technica or any company, for example. I'm waiting on them to give me the okay on certain things. I always have to check with them. If you're not familiar, like how sponsored deals would go, or if you begin to make any videos that make any traction or anything like that, because I have some that tend to do fairly well. And, you know, I'll get these emails from different companies and they're like, hey, would you like to receive this product, or would you like to, do this video or whatever? You know, those sponsorship deal conversations begin to happen. So far, I have not found any that I want to take advantage of. Let's say that I did. But, I'm waiting for them. It's all upon them. Anything that they say, if they don't like something in the video, I have to change it before I publish it. I have to check with them on what it is that I can do. I have to make sure that they're okay with the video. You know what I'm saying? It's not like being paid for your words, but essentially in a way that it is, even though you'll see most commonly, especially when it comes to like camera stuff, if you're into that world, you'll see, hey, this video is brought to you by Squarespace and da-da-da-da. And like I said, I get it. I'm not knocking it. But, you know, they want to be mentioned before, when, after. Like those contracts are very specific and intentional. So that's making some money with that content. But when you're talking about making it through the videos that you're going to be making, it really takes it to that next level deeper than just hey, this video is brought to you by Audio Technica, the sponsor of this, whatever, which it isn't. But you'd know if it was. You know, so when we talk about starting from the beginning, before I ever hit the record button, being intentional about what I'm doing. I got a question this week on one of the recent videos about the Pop Voice and Purple Panda microphone that I did, and a gentleman was asking, how do you guys, get the B-roll to come in while I'm talking? So a video like this, like I just gave the example of me talking about those specific brands. Let's say I had a video overlay come across the video that shows you an example of those microphones so you can see it. I'm already being intentional, knowing that I want to share that specific example. I'm knowing and being intentional, knowing that I want to specifically talk about those microphones, and I'm knowing that I want to show you that specific thing. One of the things that I always, or not always, but I do commonly talk about, and that I have started to put into the course for the Entree Insiders Video Academy, is the say, the spell, and then the show, which is if I'm saying something and I'm also going to put some text and spell it so that you can see what it's called. Just like I always talk about the YongNuo or YongNuo. I don't know how exactly it's pronounced, but I'll say it. Then I'm going to show it to you on the screen, where I'm going to spell it out, and then I'm going to show it to you. So I'm intentional about doing that. If I'm saying something, I'm going to spell it out on the screen so you can see the name of it or whatever, or show you the brand. But then if, so spell and show could be interchangeable, but I can show you the name and it's also giving you the spelling of it. So you don't have to have those questions. If I can't find it on Amazon, how's that spelled again? So I'm pre-answering questions, taking care of concerns before I ever hit the record button. And so that same type concept goes into play when you're wanting to make content that will eventually make you money. And so the first tip that I have is that you have to start your business with the intent to include video. And a lot of times when we get ready to start on a video, we're not doing that. We're not on a video, start a business. We're really not thinking about my video marketing strategy. That's not top of mind for most people when they decide that they want, to do a business. They just figure like, most people commonly think about word of mouth. They commonly think about a whole bunch of other stuff. But it's not really like, yeah, and I'm going to do this. So, but they'll do a few videos. Like I got, my MacBook that I'm using right here, right now. You probably go live on Facebook, or, you can pop out your phone and you go live on your phone. But you can do a whole myriad of things to just kind of start talking about and sharing whatever it is that you're doing. But there is never really an intent of how I'm going to specifically use video for my business. And I didn't start. To be completely honest, I did not start. The furthest thing from my mind was to start being on video, get a camera. Like, I did not take pictures. I still don't really take pictures and all that. Anything that I'm really doing, I'm mostly doing for the business. I'm not like personal. Like I'm not somebody that's taking selfies a lot. I'm not like, I will when I'm at the book fair. I was talking about that at work. When I'm at the book fair, I'm happiest selfie in the world right there. It's the bee's knees. But otherwise, day-to-day basis, I'm not taking selfies like that. I'm not doing those kind of things. But knowing that I'm running my business with the intent to eventually sell products, services, build community, it always has some type of objective, even if it's just simply to be more personable and form a connection with people and just be yourself. Like, so, for example, I just said the bee's knees. I legit say that all the time, real life, everyday situation, bee's knees. So I don't have to be intentional about saying that. I just say it because that's who I am and that's what I do. I like to wear baseball caps. I like to wear knit caps, and not knit caps, but knit, I guess it would be considered like a cap or whatever. And during the wintertime, that's my jam. That's what I do. And it's like those things about you, your personality, people will connect with those or what have you. But otherwise, for the most part, it's like those things will happen already on their own. But I do have to be intentional. Yeah, what's the word I'm thinking of? Let's just say this. Let me rephrase it. I do have to have some intentions prior to doing that. So like I have an IG story that I'm going to do. I'm already thinking about it in advance. Just had something happen with one of my microphones. So I'm like, yeah, this is something to look out for. Since it's something I recommend, I want to be intentional about the content that I'm making. Like, this broke. So you can probably get this to replace it if it costs this, and this is a problem I'm having with it, like whatever that content is, but I'm being intentional about what I'm going to do with that information. So, for example, let's break that process down. If I'm knowing I'm wanting to make content that is going to produce income, I want to make money with that information, then what I want to do is like, so the microphone I haven't done a review on yet, but like I said, the part of it broke. I talked about it before, but I don't do a review. I haven't like done an official review on it. Come today, I decide to do a review on that. I'm thinking in advance, what are the problems that this person is going to have? So first of all, who is this for? Who's the person? What problem may they be having that they would want to buy this? And here's a quick little pain point that you can have with it with, regular and consistent use. The stand isn't really going to hold up. You may want to get you something else, or this thing has taken a whole lot of abuse. It can take whatever you throw at it. You're good to go. And so knowing that this is a video I eventually want to make affiliate income from Amazon with, that is a company that I will be approaching for potential, sponsorships or something like that, to see if that's something that may be on the table. This is something that I want to be intentional about long before I haven't even hit the record button, but I've given you just a general layout of how I'm going to make money, not just with that content, but actually through the business structure and my way of thinking, make money with that content. So you want to start your stuff off, start the business off. And if you already have a business, that's cool. Like I said, I did start the business off with the intent to make money with the content that you're making through the videos. So I'm already, again, it's not a video I haven't even done yet. It's not written down on a outline like it's ready to record, something I'm thinking about. If I had done the video in advance, always thinking of who's the person, what problem are they having that they're experiencing that they may want this thing, and what are some potential pain points that they're having, and how can I help them with this thing. That's why I haven't taken on any sponsorships. It's just for them. If I had done any sponsored deals thus far or accepted any of the offers that I had received, it wouldn't have been for you. It wouldn't have been for me, because I'm not getting anything out of it. For some of them, it's just like, yeah, I get some bummy product I'm not going to use on a regular and consistent basis. It's just something I'm taking to try to help promote this company with the intent that maybe I'll get paid for it, depending on how the contract and all that stuff is set up. But it's not helping you. So not helping you is not helping me. So I have to be intentional about the things that I'm making with this content. So it's like, again, so really incorporate with the business model that you have. And if you haven't set up a business model or some kind of structure or something like that, then you really want to think of like, okay, well, maybe I want to sit down and do that. I sat down and I did that. What was it? So it was December 30th or something like that. I sat down, made sure that anything that I wanted to do January 1, and I'm just going to recheck the stream because I do see some likes. I don't see any comments yet, but I just, again, want to make sure everything is good to go. Okay, because I've done that before where I think the video is public. It's not. It's private. So this one actually is. So, okay, cool. But, it's just like I know that in advance, these are the things that I'm thinking about. So I had to take the previous business model and idea of what I wanted to do and change it. So I went through a refinement process of now I have to think about video. What is it that this person that I'm trying to reach, what pain points are they having? What's the problem? And how do I want to help them solve that through maybe it's a product that you offer, maybe it's a service that you offer, or something like that. One of the things that I'm really, really pushing right now is the fact that we are moving from the information age into the implementation age. And what that means specifically is that we're beyond the days of just I'm going to talk about this. I will never show you anything of how to make money with or through your videos. I would never, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're beyond those days to like, you can sit and get off the stream and just like, yeah, that was good information. Thanks. That's dumb. Like, it wasn't for a time. It wasn't dumb. It still has its place. Don't get me wrong. But only doing that it becomes now a disservice, because the days are gone from when we had to deal with gatekeepers. Gatekeepers were people that did not allow you to talk directly to your doctor. And some doctors, they still have them. It's not just a secretary or somebody to answer the phone. It's some kind of assistant. But like legit, no business to business stuff was really it was hard to get in touch with a doctor. I used to work at a marketing firm when I lived in Ohio. That's all we did was B2B business. No anything else. It was just straight business to business connection. So I'm trying to get past gatekeepers. Gatekeepers were a problem. So knowing how they're thinking, what problems that they're having, there is no way I'm going to be able to market the service for the company I was working for if I can't get past the gatekeepers. If I can't get past whatever lady picks up the phone at an auto mechanic shop or a church or whomever that's very protective about who gets access to a pastor or the lead mechanic or whatever, like, I'm never going to make any potential sales. So I have to understand how this person is thinking. What are they looking for? And what things should I not do if I want to talk to them? Unless they just wasn't there, I got a chance to talk to them. So, and that's the same thing. So I can't just tell you that story and not show you that story and show you what things I'm talking about specifically that you can begin to implement. So when I'm saying moving from the information age into the implementation age, that's what I'm saying. That's, again, one of the main reasons the M50 series exists. I can do a general review of the camera. I always do like my first impressions of it. And still some other stuff that I have and have had for some time that I've never done that for, that I may consider doing this year, like this, again, this microphone. I've had this microphone for, goodness, I think it's pushing over 2 years now. And so, knowing that, I've never done a review on it. Now it's kind of, I think I fixed it. I kind of took it apart a little bit after the stream, after the ghost of Christmas past decided to keep messing with the audio last week. And so I was trying to just kind of see if I could help it out a little bit, fix it. So it worked out apparently. But, otherwise it's like, should I upgrade? What should I do or whatever? But now that review would be more worthy to a viewer, to my community, doing it now or doing a follow-up video if I did one early on, and actually telling you some things to watch out. Again, who is the person I'm creating this content for? What problem would they potentially be having? Maybe you were using something like this before. Everybody has some of these, or you can get access to one of these with just some iPhone headphones with a microphone in it. If I wanted to start making videos and I got my laptop, or, I got some of the stuff, haven't found the microphone that I want to use, I can use this. There are some channels that just use this, and it's fine. But, now knowing that they're experiencing the problem, they want to improve the quality. I'm knowing the person is wanting to create content, the problem that they're having, low quality. And this is the pain point for them because it may be affecting how long somebody stays on the stream, how long they want to be engaged or whatever, because the audio sucks and your ears are more sensitive than your eyes. So it makes a difference when it comes to video. So now I can make a review, a competent review. Again, this is another way you're talking about making money through the business or through the things that you're doing with video. So I'm again, being super intentional long before I ever hit the record button. And the same thing with whatever kind of business that you have or whatever it is that you want to do, is knowing in advance what kinds of things are beneficial. And it always starts out with those 3 Ps, which I did not come up with. So I'm not that much of a genius, but I will take credit for sharing them with you. But it's always going to boil down to the person, the problem, and the pain point that they are having. And I'm going to take a sip of coffee. What's up, Michael? Good to see you. Glad that you are here. Welcome to the stream. All right. So second point is getting clarity. So the thing is that you want to be clear. So knowing that who it is that I want to serve. And so if you're ever curious of trying to figure out, how to get more clarity with whatever it is that you're doing, the good starting point is always trying to figure out what my first coach talked about, which was your tagline or your headline. Helping who with what specifically? Who are you going to be helping? And then with what specifically? It's not just about, I want to help people lose weight. Like who? What people? The whole world is people. And they'd be like, everybody. No, I don't know everybody. Who? I was looking at an ad today on YouTube, decided to watch the whole thing. And it was for some company that mails you clothes or whatever. And it wasn't just for women like this other one, but, just for men and women. So they specifically wanted to deal with online entrepreneurs, creative people, busy people. Like, you don't have time to do this. You're already dealing with this, and Amazon already has a package on the way. You can't be at home to go grab your package so the Christmas thieves don't try to come and get your stuff off the front porch. If you knowing that you need to make it to the store before they close after you're doing whatever for that day. And so they're filling in that gap. So they're understanding their who. Like, who is your specific person that you're wanting to reach out to and connect with and all of that stuff. And then what are you helping them with specifically? So I'm not just giving you clothes. It goes beyond that. But I'm very clear on the fact that I want to save you time. If you're somebody plus size, you have a little weight on you like I do, it's super frustrating to find stuff, or even just women in general. I think like we all are shaped differently. You essentially have the same stuff, but at the same time, you're like a little bit bigger here, a little bit smaller there. Everybody is shaped completely different, even for guys. One person's thigh size is different than the other one's, and another person wants, a super loose waistline type pants fit, another one wants it super tight. And so going and you're looking to see if a store has the potential to carry this thing, or you find a store that you like or whatever. But this company, and knowing that you have a problem with going to the store and just looking for stuff, you hate wasting time. So they're being clear and they're being super intentional, even though they're helping both men and women. They know they want to help the who, but they've even further niched that down and identified, not just like, oh, I just want to help men and women. What kind of men and women? People that don't have time to go to the store. Okay, so why don't they have time to store? Because they have a business. They have 4 kids. They have, this going on. They're involved in their church. They like to go and help the homeless. They like to go, they're starting to outline all of those things. And as you think of this stuff, just grab you a sheet of pen and paper and just go back to the old school and brainstorm. Nothing is off the table. Take nothing off the table. Just legit brainstorm. So, what's up, Michael? It's good to see you. Robin, good to see you. Christmas, Michael, you laughing, telling me some Christmas thieves. Hey, good to see you both. Appreciate you guys for being here as always. So, but yeah, it's so this whole store, this online store concept, or they'll ship the clothes to you. You already know. Same thing. I got packages from Amazon that came today. I'm already trying to get home. Again, trying to avert the Christmas thieves. I want to get home by a certain time. But also I need errands, you physically need to be someplace. I physically got to make a deposit at the bank. I physically got to go and be at places I can't afford, to do just online. That sometimes you got to be physically there. Or if you physically got to sign for something, you got to actually be there. It's so not everything is fully immersed into a digital space, but knowing that these people have that stuff to do and it's just enough frustration left there that I don't want to spend another hour and a half at the store, we'll just ship you the clothes to you. Figure out what your body type size is and what you like and how it feels, even down to the fabric. They're thinking about the things that we instinctively have and that we feel, and I like this shirt because it feels like this, or even t-shirts, even different quality of t-shirts. There are some that are super thin and feel like trash, and then there are those that are just well knit, really great cotton feel. It's those things matter. So identifying your who with what specifically is super, super important to get clarity and understanding these people that you're wanting to serve and create videos for to make money through your business. And so that last part, helping them with what specifically, I'm not just helping them to get clothes that they like, because they could do that, essentially kind of do it online and just buy the stuff, have Amazon bring it with whatever else they were ordering, try it, and if they don't like it, send it back and get a refund. But they were well, you can do the whole try before you buy. And we'll, figure out your custom size and fit and the kind of stuff that you like, and already have a pre-selection of stuff that we can potentially send you. So yeah, they're removing the frustrations that come with that, but then also starting to institute the time factor. So it's not just the clothes stuff, because it's it's important, but it's not super important. So again, person, problem, pain point is the time. People care more about the time. It's only 2 currencies that we use as humans, essentially. One is money, the other is time. Those are the only currencies that we focus on the most, that we honestly care about. Everything else is whatever, it's replaceable, it's it's whatever. But when it comes to currency, it's just 2, time and money. And so those are those specific things. Last and the third point is you want to identify your potential and your preferred income sources. So I was going through, really getting just completely outlining, very, very detailed, several page document of, I always like to write my stuff out first, and then I do the digital thing. So that's just me personally. I do always suggest writing your stuff down physically. It makes a difference. It's scientific stuff out there to back it up. So it makes a difference. Physically write it down, and then I went ahead and transferred that to digital. But I was writing down the different variances in income sources. What's my new income goal for this specific income source? How do I want to go about achieving that? What's a potential income source that I want? So it's this company that I want to reach out to, that I want to have a partnership with and get affiliate income through. Okay, it's not just like some affiliate income sources are easier to obtain than some other ones are. So this is a company. It's like I'm being intentional again before I even start doing anything, which is opposite of what a lot of people do. They'll just start talking, just get on camera, start talking. Nothing wrong with that, because you can eventually kind of talk through what you want to do, talk through the stuff that you're excited about versus the things that you're not. And if you never do, you really don't know. Like, I wouldn't know that, like, talking about it person to person. Like, I love talking about personal development, the development of a individual, so that you can begin to grow yourself, build your personal strength, to have the courage to talk to people, to have the courage to do a presentation in 20, 25, 30 executives, to have the courage to speak to kids. It takes a whole lot of courage to speak to kids. They don't care. Their amount of level of getting in trouble that they will get is nothing for them to throw a wad of paper at you if they wanted to. Thankfully, I've never had that happen. But at the same time, it's just like, okay, well, I don't want that negative experience, so let me be on point. So it takes some courage to be in front of kids, especially like to be somebody that's like one of the co-heads of teen church. Teens are not easy, to say the least. They just aren't. So it takes some courage to do that consistently. But at the same time, knowing that I want to have some different potential. Uh-oh. Did y'all see that? You better act right over there. I think it lost me for a second, but it happens. But, it's just like I have some different things. There's potential preferred income sources. So, like I said, in everyday life, I do enjoy talking about personal development. But at the same time, I don't really like producing producing content about it. It's not even something that really, you don't want to be, not a whole lot of people want to be on a stream for an hour solely talking about personal development. Some do, and that's fine, but not everybody. It's not like, compare the release, or like when the rumor was happening for the Canon M50 or the EOS R. Like, it was thousands upon thousands of people excited about that. Ain't nobody really searching for some kind of personal development topic or how to build your courage necessarily. And then those people are two different mindsets. So when you're thinking about, what is the stuff I want to create about, I don't really want to create nothing. Like, if a book company is like, hey, can you recommend some books? It's like, maybe. It depends on what the books are about, but otherwise probably no. Again, person, problem, pain. Is this going to help the people that I'm connecting with? Is this going to help further build community, or is it going to detract from the community? So again, have to be super intentional, being super clear about all of that stuff. And then two, is like, so that's not a potential income source that I want. So a preferred income source maybe would be with a specific company that I care about, with a specific person or brand that I care about, that actually matters, something that I'm using and that may be beneficial. If, for example, going back to the Audio-Technica example, this microphone, if for example, Audio-Technica decided, like I said, they reached out, they said, hey, love what you're doing. We love that you use our microphone on the stream. Don't you want to take 3 microphones, give them away to the community, do a review on that one, we'll give you another one or whatever. I'm like, sure, that'd be great, because you know why? I'm also helping address the person, the problem, the pain point that my people are specifically having. Not only that, I can give them a tool that will help. So again, from information to implementation, it hits all of the things that are important to me. So yeah, that's perfect. That's a preferred income source. So, it's like you have potential to do a lot of different things, and you really just kind of want to consider all of those different things. And when you tie all those things together and you have that clarity, you're knowing who it is that you're wanting to serve with what specifically. You're understanding that person, the problem that they're having, the pain points that they're really, truly experiencing. Like I said, it could be an easy mistake to market to somebody, like that clothing company example I gave, where I'm just going to sell them some clothes so they don't have to go in the store. Why? Like, if you don't know why, continue to ask why. Like, legit on paper. Why this? Why? why. Go about 7 layers deep. By the time you get to that 8th layer, then you'll know this is the for real reason why. You do that even when it comes to like trying to figure out your purpose and plan for what you're wanting to do, even in life, and just be like, why do I want this? Why do I want, and just and you'll really dig down to the point till you can't even ask yourself why anymore. You've hit gold with it. So that's all the content that I wanted to share for today with that. So let me jump over to the chat. You said, right, time and money, law of attraction stuff. And then, Robin, you said you saw it. So, yeah, I had this happen with this lens one other time. But I was able to use it, do a quick overlay when it happened, because I was going to need to anyway. But I forgot to tap the screen to make sure. So, even with a regular kit lens, having a hat on, having my glasses on, and then I have like the microphone kind of partially hiding my face or whatever. The M50 is super good with tracking my face or whatever, but the motors I've noticed with this specific lens, sometimes it'll kind of lose the box around my face with the kit lens sometimes, but it doesn't really lose focus like that. The motors are very different in this lens than in this one. This one is quiet, natively built for it. And all of that. Y'all can't hear it right now, but this lens is, adjusting and stuff like that. This one would be too, but at the same time, it's best to tap on the screen to make sure that it knows that that's the object to stay focused on, and then that won't happen. But I was just like, I can't believe you did that to me. How dare you? We're live. How dare you? So, Mike, you saying teens today are challenged. Hey, I think people in general are a challenge. So the teens are just giving off what their environments are, and they are that example of what's going on. So you said by the way, I see no books in your background. Wrong way. That, my friend, right there is so that's the Andrew Carnegie book, and here's the book that I have. All right, so now it's behind me in the background. So I didn't position it to where, I'm showing the books one way or the other, or sit off to the side versus another. I didn't worry about it today because, as far as I can tell, tonight's stream is probably going to be fairly short. But then, too, this being a prime lens, I'd have to scoot it back. Even with the Viltrox adapter on there, I have to scoot it back so that it gets more in the frame, because I still have it fairly close. But yeah, I just wanted to just keep this frame simple and not have to worry about it. So he's saying Andrew. Yeah, Andrew Carnegie, really, really awesome chapter in the very back. So it's not just his biography, but it's called The Gospel of Wealth. That's in the back. I highly encourage you to check it out. So Robin, he said, you always have books. Nice bokeh from your lens. Yeah, I must say so. It's a very pleasing image. I rather enjoy it. But, it's like I always try to have something in my shot that matters to me, kind of ties into my own personality. So even though the books aren't visible, John Coltrane right there, that colored photo, or it's blurry now, but that's a picture of John Coltrane. So I like jazz, play the saxophone, love his music. And so it's still got something in there that I care about, and that's my biggest thing. So Michael, you're saying, what's the aperture of this lens? This lens is an f 2.0. So have it at 30 frames per second, 60 on the shutter, f 2.8, and 160 for the ISO. And it's ambience priority instead of just a white priority, specifically on the M50, which is a feature that they added new to the camera, because I haven't seen this in any other camera other than probably the EOS R that they now have it. But any other camera that they had, when it comes to the white balance, it would always be just a regular white balance setting. Now you have like the ambience priority versus the white priority. So all of that golden hue of the tungsten light behind me would be turned white, like a daylight white instead of it being like a golden look. So I kind of like the golden look versus the other one. So that's something I really enjoy. And he's saying, cool. Saying, I love Andrew's story. Yeah. If you aren't familiar with Andrew Carnegie, he is the gentleman that commissioned Napoleon Hill to go and interview some of the richest men in America at the time. Like Ford, like, gosh, I don't have to name everybody. Like, I'm thinking, like, how far do I want to go down this rabbit hole? But yeah, some of the richest men in America. If you haven't seen the documentary as well called The Men Who Built America, incredible docudrama. Love it. I think you'll get a lot of value out of it. And if you haven't ever read Think and Grow Rich, I highly encourage you to check it out. So he said, actually, I think you can lower the mic to not obscure your facial expression. So it's as low as it goes. I lowered my chair, I think, so I didn't cut my head off too much, but if nothing else, I can tilt it down, but yeah. You say I like the gold look. Woolworth. Yeah, man, it's the list goes on and on and on for the amount of people that he interviewed. Like I said, just try to mention those that people mostly currently know about. Like J.P. Morgan is another. I got his. Is that an autobiography or biography? I must have moved that book. Yeah, I think I moved that book, but I think it's the autobiography. But anyway, the men who built America, and then Think and Grow Rich. Like when you go back in time to that time, and when I say he commissioned him, he didn't pay him. Like, it was a free job. You spend the next 20 years interviewing the richest men in America, and in the world, essentially, not just in America, in the world, and figure out what made them successful. And I want you to put it into a book. Gave him a few seconds to think about it. He said yes, and everybody's life has been changed back of that book, back of that decision. So absolutely love that. Encourage you all to check that out. He said, a baby cannot learn a language without seeing facial expressions. A raised eyebrow says 1,000 words. Pursed lips communicate things we cannot say. Indeed, that is very true. Indeed, that's very true. I'm still thinking through the mic solution that I may want to consider, because I was actually looking at that before the stream. So this is a very simple desktop mic stand that I have. And again, yeah, it does partially block. Unless I raise my chair up, there's no way for me to further lower this down. But it's a good microphone, but I'm trying to consider what I want to do to potentially change it, or do I want to swap it out? I don't think I need to. Probably just figure out some other solution. I could bring my boom arm over here so that it is a little bit further out the way. I prefer it to kind of be a little bit off. Something like that maybe, but I don't know. I'm so used to when I'm doing my podcast just having it like right here. So I don't know. I'll figure something out, but I'm still considering my final solution mic solution at some point, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. So Michael Simmons saying, I know the story well. Yeah. Think and Grow Rich, the best book I ever read in my life. And like I said, shout out to my brother from another mother, Sean Candle. His book, YouTube Secrets, that came out, is actually a Amazon bestseller. So I finally got the physical copy. I was reading it on digital. I was kind of waiting for the audiobook to come out, but still waiting on that one. But yeah, so if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. I'll put the link down in the description down below. So, Robin, you're saying maybe an over-the-head boom arm, so it's just a bit over the frame. It's like my biggest thing is like I've considered that because it has an XLR adapter on it, but my set is always not only something I could have at home, but something that I can pack up and take with me also. So it has to be mobile and modular. Not saying that that's not, but at the same time, this is easy to pack down and put away and take with me and do for interviews. Like I said, I literally could raise the chair and solve the problem or whatever, but I'm not, because it's going to cut my head off. But it's just like, it's like could, but not going to. and then two, it's like, how deep do I want to go into the rabbit hole of gear with minor fixes? Is it going to improve the audio quality? No, audio quality is great. Is it going to improve the visual quality? No, visual quality is great. So it's just like minor things. So it's just like probably raise the chair a little bit different. I'm still trying to figure out the exact settings that I want with this lens, the 35 millimeter, because with the kit lens, the chair could have stayed at the regular height in general, and it would have been fine. But I'm still trying to figure out my ideal settings. That's my RTE process, my record to edit, or recording for the edit process. So I have the markers specifically for the lights, the tripod, and all of that. But as far as the height, that's something I hadn't really decided on what I want to do. But that's something that I figure out. So when I come in the office and I'm getting ready to do these Friday live streams, this desk isn't here on a regular day basis, Monday through Friday. It sits up against the wall. But there are markers on the floor, so I know exactly where to place it. I know exactly where I want my chair to be at, just about, unless I kind of want to change it like today. The lights, I know specifically where I want those to be. There are markers for those. So my record to edit process, even for these, to prepare for the live stream, is like I want it to be dummy proof. As far as the height, like I had one height set for the kit lens that would have been fine because it's wide enough. But for the 35, I haven't outlined that yet. So that's still a work in progress. So Remy saying a mic in the shot is an interesting accessory to have in the shot, though. Yeah, I don't. It's like some stuff I just don't think about. Just don't think about. And he's saying, Michael, he's saying, I was gonna say that at Robin. Alrighty, wonderful. Well, guys, unless you guys have specific questions that you want to ask in regards to making money through online video questions or anything of the sort, let me know. We got a few more minutes here left on the stream before we wrap it up and call it a day. So, Robin, you're saying your words. Here, let me move my thing out the way here. Saying your words are half of what you communicate. Your hands talk, cheeks, muscles, blinks, and every movement of the face is something humans are wired to read, almost more than words. Absolutely, I completely agree with that. So I don't disagree at all with what you're saying when it comes to that. Again, it's just like, so another thing into like my thinking when it comes to like making those business decisions, because even something like that is a business decision for me. This wind muff that goes on here is $2. Business, still a business decision, no matter how much it costs. So one microphone that I was looking at is the Shure SM7B, I think. I really like the setup of that one because it is able to be a little bit further away. I can put it on my boom arm, but it's only like an XLR, so that require more gear, more stuff, makes the process more complicated. And I would like to ideally stay with the USB mic option. But when it comes to like facial expressions and all of those different things and all those different components, you are absolutely right. Even now, you can barely see me bouncing my hand or something like that, but that's normal stuff, like all the time. So even in video, like exactly like you're saying, you're absolutely right. Everything that you do is conveyed, because we can't literally touch shoulder to shoulder. We can't, I don't know what your cologne would smell like. I don't know exact logo on the hat. I can see in the picture it looks like you're wearing the hat, but I can't exactly see, So it's all those micro points of communication that in real life you just automatically absorb, but in video it sticks out and it stands out, just like audio. So like for me, my priority is audio, then video, and then the visual. And so, like I said, as long as the quality is there, the fact that I have to think about microphones already, it gives me something else to think about. I specifically bought these stands, again, mobile, modular setup. So this stand even, like if you can see it, mobile, modular. So, yeah, microphone. But yeah, so mobile, modular. It can pack down into a real small case like this. It's good to go. So those are the things that I'm considering when it comes to that stuff too. So not just like a home theater type setup because I don't want a permanent setup like all of this all the time. I put this stuff off to the side when I'm not using it. But yeah, it's super important. So I definitely keep that in mind as well. And Michael, you're saying that's smart if you dummy proof the process. And Michael, you're saying, what ways can you make money as a beginner vlogger? That is a very great and interesting question. So as you guys know from my Vlogmas experience, I am not a super experienced vlogger, but I know those who are. There are a lot of options when it comes to vlogging. When it comes to creating content and making money through that content that's being created specifically. One of my buddies, Trey Van Camp, he's actually a pastor. He, is a church planner, planted his own church, and he vlogs for his ministry. So a vlogging pastor is not something you always see. Like if you were on the stream last week, towards the end, another friend of mine, you would have saw Joshua Verwers, also a pastor that's vlogging, sharing his message in ministry, helping to encourage others through faith online through video. So whether that's your thing or not, but the point is that they are vloggers sharing their message. And that's the most important thing, is having a message to share. Most people think that I just want to see you because I want to see you. You bouncing around like Casey Neistat, or you set the camera down across the street and you run over to it and squat in front of it like Casey Neistat, means nothing to me. I don't care. And that's the thing. It's like most people think if I mimic what this other person is doing, people will care. They don't. You can have the same camera, same lens, whatever. It doesn't matter. It goes back to that whole analogy that I always share. Like when you put a basketball in my hands versus LeBron James' hands, the value drastically increases when it's in his than when it's in mine. So the same thing, that content is not like the who's holding the camera, or not the camera that you're holding, but who's holding the camera and what value are you have to the other person that is receiving that content. So for them, with their ministry and what they're doing, it's about encouraging others through faith and being able to walk a stronger Christian walk and understand just how to operate better as a Christian in everyday life without like being weird and crazy and all that stuff. It's like getting across the stereotypes, getting across being preachy and churchy at people, like all the stupid stuff that you hate essentially, and like getting beyond that and like be a better version of you, right? And so when it comes to other people, Benji Travis, who, co-wrote this book, YouTube Secrets, his wife is a beauty guru and they're like daily vloggers. People care about them because of the content that they created. She is providing value through the beauty products that she was talking about. Eventually was able to create money because she got like sponsored deals. And then that turned into her getting the ability and like accesses to make her own cosmetic line. So it started with, I'm making content to show you how to get a smoky, I'm not that person, so I don't even know the right examples, but like a smoky eye or whatever, whatever. Or how to get even foundation, or how to not look like a clown when you're wearing makeup. So she doing videos like that. People are coming because they're looking for answers, right? So she's vlogging with this makeup. Not only am I talking about how to do it, but can it withstand the test of everyday life? So she's vlogging that experience because they're beginning to care, because she was able to help them and provide value first. And that's always the thing. You always got it I don't matter if you're a vlogger, whatever, mechanic, it doesn't matter what kind of content you're creating, you got to do value first. And so as a vlogger, it's not just because you have a camera and you're sharing your life. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Why do I care about you? Who are you? What do you have? And why should I care? Those are essentially the three questions that you have to ask with any content, especially though with a vlogger, because everybody can get a camera. Everybody can get a camera. Everybody can get a camera, and they have one simply because they got these. So just because you turn it on yourself, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? So when we know that, who are you, what do you have, and why? So I use the M50. I do a whole M50 series showing you how to use value, how do you get value through that by showing you how to use it, get better at it. You're wanting to see this camera in action. You watch the vlogging series a video showing the different stuff. I order more stuff like this adapter. I'm adding more value. You can see what it looks like on a live stream. Like, so you coming because of that. And then just by way of nature of the way things works, you like that I say the bee's knees, you like that whatever, you stick around. So they don't care about you first. They care about what you can do for them and what value you're providing to them. So when it comes to those pastors, they're, answering tough questions, stuff that's happening in the media. What do you got to say about that? Opening conversation, opening points of dialogue. If you're vlogging, what are you vlogging about? If I wanted to be a vlogger, I could be a St. Louis vlogger. I'm going to visit the best restaurants in St. Louis or in Missouri in general. I'm visiting the best restaurants here. I'm giving value to you so I can tell you that macaroni and cheese sucked. It tastes like some powder stuff from the dollar store that they put in there. It was terrible. Don't try it. I just saved you money and a terrible experience. More importantly, I saved you from wasting your time. You'd only be here for a little while because you're traveling. So I just wasted your time. Or, I would have not been a value adder if I let you waste your time going to that place. They're like, yeah, that was great. You try that suggestion. You like it. Dag, what else did she create? I want to see what else. I like that. That suggestion worked out. Or I say, I don't really like this ice cream. It has a pasty aftertaste, but you can try it. Let me know what you think. Let me know down in the comments if you ever come to this specific ice cream shop here in St. Louis. Thanks for checking out the video. You guys take care, and as always, live with passion. So they go to the ice cream shop. They try it. Oh, Diana was right. It does have a pasty something or whatever. Hey, I went to that, whatever. It happens. Value first, though. So that's just kind of what happens when it comes to that kind of stuff. But it's just like you can just continue to extrapolate on that kind of example. But whatever it is, it's got to be value first. If you're talking about a phone, your phone reviewer, you want to start vlogging about it, you got to have some value as to why. It has to be some value. Let me see. Let me jump through these comments. You said blogger, not a lav. It's about lav mic or what? What are you referring to? I'm not sure. Robin, you saying it's so true. Some yes. Who's holding the camera? You said wise words to end the week. I agree. And on that note, we will wrap up the stream. But yeah, it's always about. I love the quote that says, or the phrase that comes from the Bible says, the greatest among you is the one who serves. And so it's like, inadvertently, everybody kind of wants some level of power. They want some level of attention. They want some level of authority. They want some level of recognition. That's why I specifically picked Ecamm Live and the whole setup. Very easily fits all my things that I want. But so I can pop comments on the screen like that. Show Robin some love. Somebody I care about. Somebody that, I wanted to help push. I'm like, hey, everybody, go check Robin's channel. He's creating great content on X, Y, and Z. Not just me saying it. Now you got to go and look. Now you got to go and see whatever. To try to find out if it was 12 Robins in the chat, which one? But now you can see, his face. You know exactly which one to look for, and you can just click on that one specifically. So again, everybody wants some level of importance. You know what I'm saying? And so even with me picking the stuff that I'm picking, it's not about me. It's about being able to add value. Being able to add value. Being able to share and show and provide an experience first and give value first. Then you'll kind of care more about anything else that I'll see. If I can help you with one something, you're like, oh, you got another video on this thing. Let me see if you can help me with this other something. And value and value and value and value. So the greatest among you is the one who serves. And it's just about serving others first. And I think as we continue to go deeper into this whole online video world, the more people and the faster that people realize it's always about the value that you add first and serving somebody first, then they'll care about whatever. If I made merch day one of me starting the channel, you don't know who I am. I didn't help you in any kind of way. I didn't give you any kind of value for you to be here. But if you clicked out of curiosity, you ain't buying my shirt. You ain't buying a hat. You ain't buying a coffee mug. Who cares? You go to the dollar store and get all that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why do I care? So who are you? What do you have? And why do I care? And I think at the end of the day, it's like when you answer those specific questions and when you know that I'm serving a bigger purpose, a bigger reason with the stuff that I'm doing, like essentially, and I'll land the plane on this, but essentially it's like I'm not creating content because I so much want income from Amazon affiliate sales. Like if money is the only reason, you're missing the boat. And that boat's going to pass you up. It's just like it's going to pass you right by. It has to be a bigger purpose. Like I create this channel and the content that I share because I want you to be implementing whatever it is that you're created to be doing, that your purpose is in life, that you want to start sharing and executing on, so that you know the tools and the stuff. Like, again, it's not like anybody that's creating, not that I've found, that's specifically for entrepreneurs so that you can begin to not just watch photography and videography channels on that stuff, but like because you have a business back of why you want to do the video stuff. There's something bigger than that. There's something else to being served in that. I want to help you actually live with passion. Live with passion. Do your passion. So, yeah. So, Mike saying, yes, value like you offer. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Well, guys, if you enjoyed the content that you saw, heard, you liked it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And like I said, always, guys, live with passion. And I will see you guys on the next stream, on the next Friday live day, on the next video. All right, take care. Have a fantastic evening. Love you guys.